The given data first we'll write. It is the given data. It's a three-phase transmission line which is operating for a frequency of 50 Hz, and the length of the transmission line is 40 kilometers. It is delivering a power to the load as 36 megawatts, 36 megawatts three-phase power, with the voltage on the receiving end side per phase value. They have given in the problem very clear that it is a per phase value with a per phase voltage of 60 kV. It is a per phase voltage of 60 kV, and the transmission line constants are given. Resistance per phase is equal to 2.5 ohms, 2.5 ohms, and inductance per phase is given in henries as 0.1 henries, whereas capacitance per phase was given as microfarads. It is 0.25 microfarads. These are the transmission line constants they have given for a three-phase system which is operating for a frequency of 50 Hz, and it is delivering a power of 36 megawatts. The length of the line is 40 kilometers line, and the voltage per phase is 60 kV. The resistance per phase is 2.5 ohms, inductance value per phase is 0.1 Henry, and capacitance is 0.25 microfarad. And the power factor of the load is given cos phi r on the receiving end side. Its value is 0.8 pf lagging. That is, it is delivering the power to an inductive load. So with this cos phi r 0.8 lagging, they are asking us to find out Vs, Is, cos phi s, efficiency and regulation. These values are to be calculated, and also they have given in the problem that using nominal T method, we have to approach this nominal T method in finding out efficiency and regulation. As per nominal T method, all of us know that the circuit diagram is important. So let me draw the circuit diagram here for convenient purpose. Okay, this is half of the impedance, another half of the impedance, receiving end port, and this is the return, and this is capacitor. To get the T structure, this is VR given per phase value as 60 kV. IR needs to be calculated. Power PR is also given for three phase. It is 36 megawatts. The length of the line is 40 kilometers. And here you can calculate the Z by 2. Your objective is now to calculate R by 2 plus J X by 2. Here also the values are R by 2 plus J X by 2. Okay, and the currents are IR, IC, voltage here V1 voltage, current here IS, voltage on sending end side Vs, with a power factor of cos phi s. These are the quantities for nominal T method. Let us go for the calculations. Before going for the solution, everyone should know that the magnitudes of the transmission line constants should not be defined in their own values as henries and farads. We have to convert them to ohmic values. So let me calculate that. The resistance total value is R phase, which was given directly 2.5 ohms, doesn't require any modifications. Whereas for inductance and capacitance, we have to convert that henries and farads to ohms. Then what is XL? XL is equal to 2 pi FL. That is 2 pi, frequency is 50 Hz and L value is 0.1. We can multiply that L 2 pi FL and can get this XL value as 31.41 ohms. 31.41 ohms. In the same lines, we have to calculate the Z value, which is equal to R plus J XL. Yes, the R value is 2.5 ohms plus J XL value is 31.41 ohms. Okay, and the next what we want is a shunt admittance called capital Y. What is capital Y? In our calculation, capital Y is equal to 1 by XC called 0 plus J BC. Okay, then what is BC? 1 by XC, which is equal to 0 plus J BC. BC is 1 by XC. 1 by XC is omega C. Therefore, Y is equal to 0 plus J omega C, where omega is 2 pi F and C is the capacitance per phase. Then Y is equal to J 2 pi, frequency is 50 Hz and capacitance value given is, yes, this is the capacitance per phase, 0.25 micro. Micro is 10 power minus 6 micro ohms. Now if you calculate that Y value, its value is equal to J 7.854 into 10 power minus 5 mhos. You calculate in the calculator and verify that Y value. So total we are having Z and Y. The magnitude of this Z is equal to, complex notation should be converted into polar form as capital Z, which is equal to 31.499 at an angle 85.448. This is ohms. These two are required for us for finding out the entire problem. Okay, that is Z and Y. Let me start my solution with this Z and Y. VR is taken as a reference. Since it is per phase, okay, directly I can use that per phase value as 60 into 10 power 3 per phase value. Since I took it as a reference, it becomes at an angle 0 degrees. And next the current IR per phase is to be calculated. That is power PR, 3 phase power on the receiving end side divided by 3 VR phase cos phi R, because power P is equal to 3 V phase I phase cos phi is the formula. The same I am using here. Then IR per phase is equal to 3 phase power 36 megawatts, 36 into 10 power 6, mega means 10 power 6, divided by 3 into VR per phase. The receiving end voltage per phase is 60 kV, 60 into 10 power 3, and the power factor is 0.8 given in the problem. Simplifying in the calculator, you will get the magnitude of the receiving end current per phase value, which is required for us and should be denoted in the phasor notation as IR value is equal to 250 amperes. 250 amperes magnitude per phase current, which makes an angle of 36.86, because the phase angle, that is power factor given is 0.8. Since it is lagging, I have to put here minus. As simple as that. So IR per phase is equal to 250 amperes at an angle minus 36.86 is our first calculation. Next, once if you get this IR, apply the KVL to get V1. So my immediate step is to get this V1 phasor, which is equal to VR phasor plus IR into the current phasor IR into Z by 2, called as R by 2 plus J XL by 2. Okay, then the V1 phasor is equal to VR, which is taken as reference. What is that reference value? 60 kV. 60 into 10 power 3 plus J0, okay, plus IR. What is IR? IR is a lagging current, 250 at an angle minus 36.86. This is current IR. Should be multiplied with Z by 2, called as R by 2 plus J XL by 2. What is R by 2? 2.5 by 2 plus J XL by 2. What is XL value? Previously we calculated that XL as 31.41. 31.41 by 2. This is the KVL. So simplifying in the calculator, you will get the magnitude of this voltage V1, that is voltage across the capacitor, as 62,674.49. This much amount of voltage you can observe, which is a leading phasor. How do we know that it is leading phasor? If you calculate this entire in the calculator, you will get an angle plus angle, 2.7 degrees plus angle. Then I can say that voltage V1 is a leading voltage to the reference of VR by what angle? 2.7 degrees. So the first, this is equation 1 is current value IR. Equation 2 is voltage value V1. So in our calculation we are here up to getting the value of V1. Immediately using Ohm's law, I will calculate IC. What is IC then? The current IC is equal to J V1 Y. As simple as that. J V1 Y. Let me do that. J V1 Y. For getting the capacitive current. Okay. So what is that IC? Now I can write that IC as IC is equal to plus J V1 value. Yes, what is V1? V1 is, in phasor notation, polar form we know the value. Its value is 62,674.49. It should be multiplied with Y. Y is equal to J omega C. Yes, I know that value J as 7.854 into 10 power minus 5. This is Y value. Should be multiplied with V1. The V1 calculated in equation 2 is 62,674.49, making an angle of 2.7 degrees. Hope all of you understood. Just simple Ohm's law. Multiply them. You will get the capacitive current IC, which is a phasor, can be obtained as 4.922 amperes, making an angle of 92.7 degrees leading current, as I told you. So this is the current IC. This is the current IC. Let it be equation 3. Once getting IC as per our diagram, apply KCL to get IS. So here I am applying KCL. IS, which is equal to IR phasor plus IC phasor. What are they? IR, equation 1 is IR and equation 3 is IC. I have to add up those two to get this IS. So that IS is equal to IR value 250 amperes, which is a lagging quantity, minus 36.86. Okay, so that lagging current 250 amperes is to be added with leading current. What is leading current? 4.922 amperes. It should be added with 4.922 amperes, making an angle of 92.7 degrees. Phasor sum of these two gives me the current called IS, whose value is equal to 246.89 amperes, which is still a lagging current because on the calculation I got the negative sign, with an angle 35.98 degrees. 35.98 degrees. So up to now we are in the calculation of IS. So this is, let it be equation 4, which will be helpful for me further. The last step is to calculate Vs for completing the analysis. Vs is equal to, as per KVL, applied voltage across the capacitor V1 plus calculated current Is into R by 2 plus J XL by 2. So Vs is equal to the voltage V1. V1 across the capacitor is, as per equation 2, its value is 62,674.49 at an angle of 2.7. So that phasor 62,674.49, which makes an angle of 2.7 degrees. This voltage V1 is to be added with the drop. What is the drop? Is value multiplied by Z by 2. What is Is? Just now we calculated that Is as phasor quantity 246.89 at an angle minus 35.98. It is to be multiplied with R by 2 plus J XL by 2. R by 2 is 2.5 by 2 plus J XL by 2, 31.41 by 2. Okay. Simplify this in calculator to get the voltage of Vs on the sending end side. The voltage of Vs per phase on sending end side, its value is equal to 65,399 volts. That is, Vs is a phasor whose value is equal to 65,399.72. It's a leading quantity on observing the calculations, which was leaded by an angle of 5.18 degrees. 5.18 degrees, and let it be equation 5. So finally we got all the electrical quantities called Vs, Is. Is is obtained from equation 4. Vs is obtained from equation 5. The angles, if you subtract those two, then you will get the phase angle phi s. Phi s is equal to angle of Vs. What is angle of Vs? 5.18. It is to be subtracted with angle of the current Is. What is angle of the current Is? Minus 35.98. Minus of minus, it is plus. On simplification, you get this phi s as 41.17 degrees angle as lagging. Okay. Then you can write the power factor on the sending end side, cos phi s, cos of this angle, cos 41.17, which is equal to power factor on the sending end side, cos phi s is equal to 0.7527 lag. Observe in the calculator, this much answer you have to get, cos phi s. So checking the entire problem on solution, from equation 1 IR, from equation 2 V1, from equation 3 IC, equation 4 IS, equation 5 Vs, and equation 6 cos phi s. All 8 quantities are there with us. Sorry, 6 quantities are there with us. With all these 6 quantities, we can estimate the sending end power. Let me find out that. The receiving end power PR is equal to 36 megawatts given directly in the problem. Our next step is to find out PS. PS is equal to 3 times Vs per phase, Is per phase, cos phi s. This is the formula. You have learned all this in the first year itself. power P is equal to 3 VI cos phi for a 3-phase values. Then you can get the power on the sending end side, PS is equal to 3 into Vs per phase. The Vs per phase value is 65,399.72 multiplied by Is per phase. Is per phase calculation is also there with us, 246.89. Again is to be multiplied with cos phi s 0.7527. Simplifying in the calculator, you will get the sending end power as 36,000 not 36,000, 36462873 watts, megawatts I think this is. Okay, this much amount of power we have to inject at sending end side. With the values of this receiving end power and sending end power, we can calculate now the efficiency. What is efficiency? So efficiency is equal to receiving end power divided by sending end power, that is equal to 36 megawatts, 36 into 10 power 6 divided by PR by PS, which is equal to efficiency, that is efficiency is equal to 36 megawatts divided by PR, 36 megawatts. PS, our calculated value 36462873 multiplied by 100 gives me percentage efficiency as the efficiency percentage is equal to 98.73%. This much amount of percentage you can observe in the nominal T method. Okay, the same thing you can analyze by observing the losses also. How to get the losses? Yes, PR divided by PR plus loss. If you get the loss term, I will write this as IS square 246.89 square times that of 2.5 by 2 R by 2 plus IR square. IR value is 250 amperes. 250 square into again 2.5 by 2. If you simplify this, you will get the loss value as 462.96 into 10 power 3 wattage. Using this loss also you can find out the efficiency. Again you will get the same answer as 98.73%. Okay, so first bit is completed and the next bit is percentage regulation is equal to how much? To find out the percentage regulation, we should calculate VR naught. What is VR naught? VR naught is the no load voltage. We are having the formula for VR naught. So percentage regulation is equal to VR naught minus VR by VR. The VR value per phase is given as 60,000 volts, 60 kV. Next, to calculate VR naught formula is VR naught is equal to total voltage calculated Vs into minus jXC divided by total impedance R by 2 plus j XL by 2 minus j XC. Okay, so the same thing I am writing here. VR naught is equal to Vs. What is Vs? Yes, the voltage Vs is obtained from equation 5 as previously with you also it is there. How much voltage it is? 65,399.72. This much amount of voltage is there, which is to be multiplied with, listen carefully, which is to be multiplied with minus j XC. What is XC? 1 by omega c. XC is 1 by omega c. What is omega c value? Yes, this is omega c value, which is equal to 7.854 into 10 power minus 5. The same thing I am using here. 7.854 into 10 power minus 5. This is minus jxc divided by r by 2. R by 2 is 2.5 by 2 plus j xl by 2, 31.41 by 2 minus j xc. xc is 1 by omega c, that is 1 by 7.854 into 10 power minus 5. Simplifying this in calculator, you will get the VR naught value. The VR naught value is equal to 65,481 volts. Always remember that if the transmission line is giving the power for a lagging load, then the lagging load at full load will have less voltage when compared to the no load voltage. So no load voltage magnitude will be always high. How much it is? 65,481. Whereas with the fully loaded condition, its value is only 60,000. Here 5,000 volts is more. That 5,000 volts will be appeared as a losses in general as a drop. Thereby percentage regulation is equal to VR naught 65,481. This is for per phase value minus VR naught minus VR per phase 60 kV 60,000 divided by full load voltage 60,000. Since it is in percentages, I have to put it in 100. Then the percentage regulation value what we get is 9.13% positive value. Simplify in the calculator and get the answer, that is 9.13. If you check it out, what they are asking in our problem, Vs, yes, per phase voltage what we got, Vs is this answer 65,399 volts, that is Vs. IS1 246 amperes, cos phi s 0.7527, efficiency 92% approximately, sorry 98%, 98.73%, regulation 9.13, and nominal T method is used here to find out the entire calculations. So hope all of you understood this nominal T method, both theory as well as one model problem. Okay, thank you.